Hello. Good to see you.
Alright there, Revenants, welcome back to Code Vein in the Road to 100, where today we're going to be in the Howling Pit, obviously, because that's the last place to go before the Cathedral shows up and destroys us. But today we're going to be running Harmonia, and we're obviously going to be running Supernatural Blood and Feel of Thirst. And the interesting thing here is that this code will be doing our attack value and our Ichor recovery, and then we're going to be running Dark Knight for our health recovery. So this will be a health only code, and it will be mainly just about time crunch and these two gifts here, Lifesteal and Regenerative Drain. Having access to something like Foul Blood or Precision or Cleansing Light or any of these, they're really just bonuses at all, but the cool thing is that we get to use the Hedgehog Fort here at 1303 Dark. It's pretty good defenses overall as we go through here. A lot of guys have Slash and Pierce in this area, so not too much Crush. The big fat boys do have Crush, the bug guy, the Mud Gorger, does have some Crush attacks, but overall you're going to be running into Slash and Pierce, and so having access to Slash and Pierce is pretty good. We don't have really good slow resist, but that's okay, and we should be okay regardless, because we shouldn't be getting hit by the Executioner, so we'll see how that goes. But we are right here almost at the 104 weight limit, and then for Dark Knight, the reason this is important is because Dark Knight has a 102 weight limit, and we are right there at that level. So we have an alleviated Ice Blood to give us some sort of offense during each of the different blood codes here, and you can see for Dark Knight we do have some ability to use our weapon as well. So if we get kills or regenerative drains, either way we should be getting health back on Dark Knight. So the cool thing about Dark Knight is that we need to get at least 5 backstabs or 5 charge drains in order to get back up to 30 Ichor. So when we switch back and forth from Harmonia to Dark Knight and then back to Harmonia, we will be at least at the 30 Ichor level before we switch back. We can't come back to Harmonia before we have 30 Ichor, because then we'll just be hurting ourselves. So keep that in mind. Okay, and let's get going. And so we have Dark Shout available to us as well, and we can do very cool things like this and then this, and just do a solid, healthy, crazy amount of damage. Okay, and we should just let Io handle that, but that's okay. And here we'll go ahead and delete this fella, and let's see, where is this fella here? There we go, and we'll delete him. Oh, almost. Thanks, Io. You're a peach. Alright, and here we'll go for this. That way it kind of does some attacking here for us. Okay, and there it'll kind of stagger this fella a little bit here for us. Okay, and then of course we got some elemental or some environmental problems there. So that's kind of bad. Okay, let's go for this fella. There we go. Okay, let's go for this guy. Good. And let's go for this guy. Okay. Okay. And you can see that, oops, now that we have some problems here with health, we're going to have to switch out here for Dark Knight, which is fine. We'll go for this and this. And we'll probably go for some of this and some of this, so we can make sure that we have as much damage as possible here before, or at least as much Ichor recovery as possible here. Okay, and we'll go to parry first for some iframes and set us up here for what's going next. Come on, there we go. Good. And Io's gonna do her thing over there. Good. And we'll be able to okay, get rid of this guy here quickly. Okay. Good. And we're definitely, whoops, good job there, Io. We're definitely gonna get this kill, maybe? Oh, nope. I was out of stamina. Oh, well. So you can have that kill, Io. That is fine. But you can see that we're doing okay as far as health recovery here and everything. It's not as grand as glorious as you would think and hope it to be, but that's okay. And we are at the 30 level on our I-core here, so that's nice. And remember, we don't rest at missiles until the very end, and so we have to kind of give that up for now. And let's continue on here with probably, whoops, probably just time crunch and precision, as that will help us considerably for the big fat boy here. And we'll definitely go for a charge booster. Okay, her legs feel lighter, that is nice to know. Okay, and the Hedgehog Forts is definitely one of those blood veils that you don't use too often, but it absolutely can be used in really, really great ways. Okay, and let's make him turn around here. Good. Okay. Okay. And let's go. Good. And we are up to 31. And we do have plenty of health, and everything is wearing off. So we can go back to Harmonia here, which is great. Okay. Since we are running into the Bugman here, and we definitely need to get rid of these guys quickly and easily. Okay. Okay. Get him, EO. Please take him out. There we go. And you. Delete. Okay. And these things, I don't really want to deal with them too much. So for now, we're just going to do this and this. Okay. And, oh, whoops. I forgot, oh, whoops. Okay. Please disappear. There we go. Oh, not too horrible there, but we are pretty out of health here. So we're going to have to recover a bunch of I-core here on these things. Okay. And get rid of as many of these as we can before we move on here. Okay, good. And let's go ahead and use our sword here. Good. And it's nice to actually have the ability to use a sword as little pitly damage as possible as it does. It is good to have it. Okay, it's still going there. Now for this big fella, we don't have really the best options here in ice for him, and supernatural blood is over, so we'll switch here, and we'll do this and this, and let's see, let's go for precision and this valiant heart, which is really nice. Okay, and this, and we'll go for some stamina here, because why not? All right, and we'll go for a backstab first, because we don't have any kind of Merciless Reaper or anything to worry about. There we go. Okay. Good. And come over here, get him. Okay. And he definitely got me on that one. Let's go for a launch. Alright. And EO, please don't kill him. Okay, I'll kill him and get the 5%. Might as well, while we have the option there. Okay, and let's do this, and this, and this. Okay, so we're doing okay here. Now we got the balls to worry about. So they are pretty rough overall. So we'll have to make sure that we make it easy here with them, and get them interested here. But they do recover a lot of health overall, if you can get them to play nice, because they're such big targets, and your slash attack goes through them. Oh, whoops! It's really good for getting health back. Okay, so now we have slimes, and they work very good as well for
Find something good?
health recovery. Okay. And here we have lots of enemies that we can get help from. Just don't want to get poisoned here. Okay, good. Okay, let's give this. Okay. Good. And we are almost full on health here. It's really, really good. And we're above the 30 mark. We don't have above 30 ichor, but we are definitely above that 30 level where we could go back to Harmonia and not be hurt by the amount of ichor we have. So we are going to get up to at least 10 ichor so we can have supernatural blood going. So we'll do this, and then we'll do this, and then we'll get this guy going out of here. Okay, good. And then we'll switch back to Harmonia and get supernatural blood going, and that'll help us immensely here. And you, my good man. Good. And we'll go for this fella here. Come on up. Okay. We'll just get rid of him then, I guess, since he didn't want to come up and give me a free shot of Field of Thirst there, which is unfortunate. Okay, we'll use this guy. Okay. Get him, yo. There we go. Okay. And you need to go. Wow. He fell for a very long time, it looks like. Okay. And that way that guy doesn't come up from behind us, which is very, very annoying. And this guy, we'll get rid of him. We got this guy. We'll get rid of him. And we got this fella. Good. And because why not, we're here. Let's go for this guy. And we'll go for all the things. And you can see that he is very resistant to ice as compared to lightning. And that's all we are doing here is ice. Okay, but still the amount of onslaught there that we have is too much for him to kind of handle. So it's very, very good. And since we don't really need much health at this point, the health recovery will definitely come into play during the Executioner fight for sure. Now the Hedgehog Forts does have a pretty good balance between, I think we'll rest here just to get all of our items back. Oops, just so we have maximum items. Now the Hedgehog Forts, as I was saying, it does have a pretty good balance between dark value and actual damage, and so it works pretty well with this setup, just because of the fact that you have pretty decent dark, and then when you're switching to the health regen, you actually do have pretty good damage that you can still do, so you're still viable versus all the enemies. Instead of just getting health back, you're actually doing viable damage that you know, is actually useful to what you're going for. Okay, so we'll go for this, and I don't think we need anything else for now. Maybe this, sure. And let's go. All right. Executioner time. Da da da. Okay. Okay, let's go for this and this. There we go. And she's going to, yep, stagger pretty hard off of that. And good thing we had all the gift accelerators running there. Good. Now she's going to stagger extra hard all the time, just because of the fact that he is getting hit by so much crush damage. There we go. As you can see there, we're not really in any need here to go for health at the moment, but we may need health at certain points. Oops, there we go. Okay, and what is that? Supernatural blood is almost over. Okay. Oh, whoops! I didn't see that she was coming back for another slide. Thanks, EO. Okay, so now we absolutely need to, oh, whoops, go for the healing code. One mistake and it's all over, literally that fast. Um, yeah, I didn't have enough time to actually change codes there, which is where the quick swap would have come in extra handy, as I talked about that in the first, in the underground of this run. That would have been the ideal moment for a quick swap code in order to get the healing code up. And it's nice that Dark Knight and Harmonia are so close to each other here, so you can just literally pop over and just one code away and get access to that build immediately, basically. Okay, so this and this, good, and I guess we'll go for this and some stamina here. Alright, and we should be able to put her down very, very quickly here. Okay, good. Okay, nice, and our little frost turret is doing crush damage, so it doesn't look like it's really doing much, but it is indeed doing crush damage, which is great that we can do that. And put her into stagger like that. We got another, oh shoot. Okay. Alright. Alright, and let's back up here. Okay. And definitely get our, our ice turret going here again. Okay. Good. And she should go into a another stagger state here pretty soon. Okay. Good. And there she's, yep, okay. Good. And she should be over here pretty soon. Yep, there we go. So pretty easy overall. And we didn't even have to switch to our healing code that much in here, because our the Hedgehog Forts provide such a massive damage increase, just because of the fact that we're going for ice and crush for basically everything we did. And if we used our sword, it was ice slash, so we had all the tools ready and necessary to deal with basically everything and anything that we came across, which is excellent. Excellent and very tasty. But the Dark Knight regenerating build there is actually really, really good for pretty much anything you're coming up against, because really all you need is Foul Blood and Time Crunch. You don't really need any of the other gifts that were on there, and that's really all you need. The rest of it was just kind of icing on the cake, you know, and you don't really need too much for it. And the nice thing is again, that it has less iCore than the attack blood code. So the regen code, if it's less, that's fine, because you'll constantly be doing drains on it, and so you'll be increasing your iCore cap, and this goes up to 40 only. So every time we switch back to Harmonia, we should be completely fine to be able to get back as much iCore as we can. So when we get back into Harmonia, we have at least the 30 iCore going into another round of supernatural blood and everything. And every time again you switch blood codes, it resets the supernatural blood cooldown and everything. Excuse me. And so let me kind of show you that here. So that's a great other way that you use supernatural blood. You switch codes and then you switch back. So if I use supernatural blood and then I switch and then switch back, I can use it again. And then I switch whoops, to here, and then, you know, I can do charge drains and get back a bunch of iCore and stuff, and you know, continue on here doing this kind of stuff. And you know, as soon as supernatural or time crunch runs out and everything, then I can, you know, I'm right back to that 30 iCore. I can switch back, and that cooldown was much less than the 30 seconds, you know, as far as time wise goes, because you know, it's just a quick switch and then you're right back into the, you know, drain attacks and everything, and you're actually attacking your opponent and different things, and you're maybe going for backstabs or some different attacks here and stuff. Maybe go for that quick drain or whatever, and then just switch back, and then you're right back in business with supernatural blood and field of thirst, and you know, whatever else you're doing. You know, whatever you need to do. You can really do some pretty cool stuff there with switching and swapping the blood codes. The problem with foul blood though is it doesn't carry over back to Harmonia. So that's unfortunate, but it does carry over to your partner, so it at least gives them at least one shot of you know, being hit and stuff. So some of these other gifts here, these three specifically, probably cleansing light as well. You could go for some different things here, like I don't know, maybe blood-sucking blades. Maybe turn this into, you know, a willpower of B here and get blood-sucking blades and gift prowess, so that way it gives it to your partner. Maybe even a well, you can't get fortitude there, but that's okay. You could do these two and help out your partner a little bit. Maybe even overdrive if you really wanted to, you know, I don't know, somehow make that work. But these are just kind of here, and Dogged Fighter is okay if you're actually using it, you know, on a charge drain, just because of the fact that as you're standing still, you gain increased resistance to being staggered, and you can move through that animation much better. But since you're standing there trying to go, trying to get into charge faster like this, and you're getting hit before those hounds actually flash red, then it's really bad for you, and it'll interrupt your charge drain and everything. So Dogged Fighter is not a bad thing for going for this kind of a setup here when you're standing still and you're going for this charge animation. It definitely helps. As you see here, we're at 163, and when we are without it, we're at 163. So it doesn't actually show up on the card, and that's why it's such a weird, kind of bad kind of a gift. And but overall, for this kind of a setup, it would actually work pretty nicely here with the Hedgehog Fort. And then when you switch back to Harmonia, as you see here, we're at 145, and that's a pretty good balance value for a kind of a gift caster and a quick sword slashing kind of code. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this here in the Howling Pit, and kind of how we went through it with the two codes, and how much health we got back when we were in Dark Knight, and how much Ichor and everything. And it works out pretty well because it's a pretty heavy veil. It does knock down enemies very well, especially when you're in Dark Knight here, and you have you know, such a good resistance here and a good balance value overall. Not a really good dark value, but who cares, because you're not actually doing gifting. But when you switch back to Harmonia, you're right back up to that 1303, so you're getting a really good dark value out of it, because it does scale pretty hard on willpower overall. So if you were looking for a use for the Hedgehog Forts, this is a great way to make use of it. So anyways, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the Cathedral next for a lot of pain.